So, what? Holy cow, that was a short chapter, a short book. Wow, that was a very short book. So, book one took me 24 episodes to get through, and it really shouldn't have taken that many because I got lost where I wasted a lot of time. Book two took me 24 episodes to get through. This one, what is this episode 13? Episode 16? I can't remember now. But wow, that was short. That was very short. And I'm actually very disappointed that it's already over. I wanted it to last at least a couple more episodes. I had heard that book 3 was actually really good. And to be quite honest with you, I thought it was the weakest of the 3. The way it started out, I thought was slow. I thought it started out slow, and then yeah, that's right. It started out slow when we were Keon, and we were kind of like trying to figure out a way to get the tool from the mechanic, and then try to figure out a way to get a rat to put in the machinery, and try to figure out how to get the orb from the pipe works. It was just kind of slow. Although I do kind of like the puzzle solving, but I just thought it was kind of slow. And then there was the part where Zoe showed up in Marcuria, and it was my choice to have her walk around and talk to everyone she could talk to and see everything that she could see. That was my choice to do that, but I wanted to do that because it was part of the game. I figure if the developers go through the trouble of adding all that dialogue and stuff, I should check it out and flesh out the world a little bit. We learned a little bit about what had happened since the last time we were in Marcuria, with the magicals all be taken away, and with Honor Hilaris most probably going to win the election. So I felt it was important to do that, although I don't really know how interesting it was for a viewer. So thank you for sticking through that with me. But now here we are at the end of book 3. All your decisions have been recorded for book 4. The actions and decisions you have made in book 3 have already changed the course of your journey in important ways. These decisions will be remembered, and they will decide how your journey continues in book 4. This is a summary of a few of the choices you have made and the consequences they may have in the future. I love this part of the game. I absolutely love how they've done this. From what I understand, Dreamfall Chapters was originally going to be released in separate books, separate pieces. Then they talked about releasing it all as one big game, and then they chopped it back up into books. I don't know if they would have done these little summaries, had they released it as one big game. I don't know, but I absolutely love this. I love looking back on the choices I made in the book, and also seeing the percentage of people that made those choices. I love this. Keon Ivane. I've opened up to others about my personal life. I'm not sure how I feel about this. I'm not ashamed of who I am, but I'm also not comfortable with letting others get too close. And my words can be used against me. Some people may address me and treat me differently because of what I've revealed of myself. That's on them and not me. 99.3% made this choice. I actually don't remember having the choice of divulging our personal life. I don't remember having that choice. But apparently it was a choice, and overwhelmingly everyone made the same choice. I returned the mechanic's tools. He will never know what happened, and he will not be punished. Your actions will not go unnoticed. 43.9% made this choice. Yeah, I thought that was kind of neat. I actually got an achievement for doing that. For returning that guy's tools, his tool and his map, and closing his toolbox before he woke back up. I'm glad I remembered to do that, and I'm actually glad that the game paid attention to it, because it's kind of important. I mean, had that guy woken up and noticed that his tool was missing, he no doubt would have gotten in trouble and been blamed for what happened in the pipes. So I'm really glad I did that. And like I said, I'm glad the game made note of it. So that's kind of cool. I also like it when I make a choice that most people don't make. I like that. I drugged the rat with cheese and evensong. Even cheese. Perhaps I could have procured that hairy ground crawler in some other way. Your rat-catching skills will matter little in the grand scheme of things. 53.6% made this choice. Somebody in the comments told me that there was another way to catch the rats using that straight piece of pipe. So yeah, it's like it says, it matters little, but I guess it's kind of interesting to see how people... I'm actually surprised, because to me it seemed obvious to use the evensong on the cheese. It just seemed like the obvious choice, but apparently it wasn't, since 47.4 or whatever, 46.4% of the people made the other choice. Zoe. I threw my dreamer at the man in the suit. He was distracted and he got shot, but he still saved my life. Who was he? Why was he helping me? You will learn the consequences of your choice in book 5. Wow, so only 31.7% chance of... Chance? What the heck, dude? 31.7% of the people made that choice. And I feel like I made the wrong choice there, but when we woke up as Zoe, it looked to me like he was pointing the gun at us. I didn't feel like Zoe would be agile enough to dodge out of his way, so I thought to distract him. That's what I thought in the moment. We had to make a choice very quickly. That's the choice I made. I have to live with that choice. At the Rooster and Kitten, I asked for something fruity, and I got an onion. That's life, I guess. Your choice will probably have no consequence whatsoever. After all, what did you expect? 24.4% made the choice. I think that's a pretty fair percentage, because I think there were 4 choices, and so it would kind of make sense that a quarter of the people chose each choice, right? Keon. I couldn't just leave Liko behind. He will prove useful to the mission, and maybe we'll grow closer and stronger as a team. Your choice will have major ramifications in the next book. 78% made this choice. Yeah, I would imagine it would have to have major ramifications in the next book, right? And there you have it. Book 3 Realms completed. So, you know, as I said, I felt like that was the weakest of the 3 books, and I think even the choice summaries that we just took a look at kind of bears that out. I mean, there were, you know, a couple of silly choices that really are going to have no bearing on what happens in the game, and I feel like the fact that they took the time and space to summarize those choices is an indication of the small amount of things and choices took place in this book. Don't get me wrong, I still liked it. I loved it when Keon made it into that hub building and saw the machine there and spoke with, what was his name? I don't remember the guy's name, but I loved it when he talked to him and we learned a little bit about what the machine did, even though I didn't really understand how it worked. And maybe that's fine, because we were playing as Keon, and I doubt Keon understood it himself. But it was cool to see that, and then what happened after that, I just absolutely loved, where General Hami came in and spoke with us, and then afterwards we saw General Hami speaking with Mother Utana. I got the impression that they genuinely cared about Keon, that they want him to come back to the Azadi, but not the Azadi that is it Vamon and Saya? Not their Azadi. You know, what they're doing just seems evil, and they seem like terrible people, and they just want power and want to take over the Azadi. Whereas I got the impression maybe that the General Hami and Mother Utana are good people. So I was kind of rooting for them. I am rooting for them. I'm hoping for some kind of reconciliation, maybe between Keon and them. So I don't know how long these credits go on, and I don't know if they're any different than the credits that were shown in at the end of Book 1 and Book 2. And what do you know? Maybe, is this the end here? Okay. I'm not sure here. But I go ahead and let these play out. I like the music. It gives me opportunity to talk a little bit about the game, about what we just witnessed. Speaking of what else I really enjoyed, of course, was the whole part where Zoe puts on the Dreamer and then wakes up with that German guy pointing a gun at her. That was exciting. And it was really cool to soon find out that perhaps he wasn't pointing the gun at us. You know, I did not expect that he was a good guy, because when we met him earlier in book 2 and he spoke to Dr. Roman about whether Zoe was going to remember or not, I mean, he seemed like an evil guy, right? And then we find out that, well, I mean, we still don't know for sure. We don't know for sure, but he seems like he might be a good guy. And there was also a very short moment in this book where I guess Zoe had a bit of a flashback where she was remembering what happened after Nella detonated the bomb. It showed two arms grabbing Zoe by the shoulders and pulling her away. And those two arms were wearing a suit that, to me at least, looked like the suit that the German guy was wearing. So he may have been the person who, I don't know, rescued her from there and nursed her back to health, maybe even. And he may be the one who grabbed Nella's box that she had given to Zoe. He may be the one that grabbed that box and made sure that Zoe got it. I'm trying to remember who in the game gave it to her. Was it Mira? I don't remember, but I think that he may have been responsible for that. So, yeah. That was a pretty cool part of the game too. So, a pretty cool part of the book. So, you know, I don't want to make it sound like I disliked book 3, even though I do feel like it was the weakest of the 3. I'm very excited about book 4 coming out. Just the other day, Ragnar Tornquist, I think his name is, the guy behind this, he posted a lot of stuff to Facebook and Twitter that made it, you know, maybe sound like we're getting pretty close to book 4 coming out. As I record this, it is October 4th, 2015. So we will see how much time passes before book 4 comes out. And we'll see how much time passes before I play it, because I'm most probably going to start another game up right now, since I finished this one. So we'll see what happens. Make sure you stay tuned to my channel for book 4 when I do get around to playing it. Hopefully it won't be too long. If you're looking for something else to play, I have lots of other Let's Plays on my channel. Please feel free to check them out. If you've never seen or played the game Beyond Good and Evil, it's an older game that I kind of feel like it in some ways is similar to Dreamfall. So you might want to check that out if you like this kind of game. Most of the other games I play are big, giant, epic games like Dragon Age Inquisition and The Witcher 3 and stuff, which are fantastic games, and I recommend playing them, and of course I recommend you watching my Let's Plays of those too. So I am going to go ahead and let these credits play out, and when I see you next in this playthrough, we will be starting book 4. I hope you will join me. I hope you join me. It's early in the morning. Give me a break. Thank you so much for watching. I do hope you'll join me again when we resume book 4. Take care.
woman. And I know I can be a bit of a troll. I don't know where we're going. Don't just say you love me, show me. Ooh. I got you, but I'm lonely. I don't know, I can't tell. It's like you no longer know me. Perhaps you know me too well.